Hello there. Imagine being told that a medical treatment has a 90% success rate. Sounds reassuring, right? Now imagine instead being told that the same treatment has a 10% failure rate. Suddenly, the confidence you felt a moment ago feels a little shaky. What's fascinating is that both statements describe the exact same reality, but the way they're framed changes your emotional response. This, in a nutshell, is the framing effect, and it quietly influences countless decisions we make in our everyday lives. So what exactly is framing? At its core, framing is the way choices, facts, or situations are presented to us. Humans, as much as we'd like to think otherwise, are not purely logical decision makers. We are deeply influenced by the wording, perspective, and context of information, whether it's how news headlines are written, how a teacher gives feedback, or how a boss pitches a new project. The frame matters because it colors our perception. Why is this important? Because recognizing the framing effect can help you better understand why you think the way you do, while also teaching you how to communicate more effectively with others. Let's make this concept real by looking at 3 scenarios. Academic scenario. Picture a high school student who studied hard for a big exam. When the teacher hands back the paper, they smile and say, "Great work, you answered 80% of the questions correctly." Instantly, the student feels proud, motivated, and maybe even inspired to push themselves further. But imagine if the teacher instead said, "You missed 20% of the questions." Suddenly the tone changes. The student might feel discouraged, disappointed, or even less capable, despite the score being exactly the same. This tiny shift in framing influences not just emotions, but future performance and motivation. Home environment scenario. Now think about something closer to home, like family finances. Suppose a parent tells the kids, "If we save money this month, we'll have enough for a fun trip to the beach." Saving now feels exciting. It's tied to a reward, a shared goal, and a sense of teamwork. Everyone becomes more motivated to cut back and contribute. But if the same parent says, "If we don't save, we won't get to go anywhere," the energy shifts. Instead of hope and collaboration, the family may feel guilt or pressure. Both statements are true, but the framing determines whether saving is seen as an opportunity or as a restriction. Finally, let's step into the workplace. A manager is presenting a new project to their team.
They might say, "This plan gives us a 75% chance of success."
The room fills with optimism. Employees feel motivated and more willing to take on the challenge. But if the same manager says, "There's a 25% chance this could fail," hesitation sets in. Team members may worry more about risks than opportunities, potentially leading to resistance or lack of enthusiasm. Here, framing doesn't just affect decision-making, it affects morale, collaboration, and even the willingness to innovate. So, how can we protect ourselves from being unknowingly swayed by framing? The trick lies in deliberately stepping back and looking at both sides of the story. Whenever you're presented with a statement, ask yourself, what's the flip side? If you're told something has a high success rate, consider the failure rate as well. If risks are highlighted, ask what the potential opportunities are. This mental exercise forces you to see the full picture, rather than just the version someone else wants you to focus on. And when you're the one doing the framing, whether giving feedback, sharing news, or leading a discussion, aim for balance and transparency. The framing effect isn't some obscure psychological trick hidden in research papers. It's happening in our daily conversations, classrooms, homes, and workplaces. From a teacher's words to a parent's tone to a manager's pitch, framing shapes whether we feel hopeful or discouraged, whether we take risks or hold back, whether we collaborate or resist. The real power lies in awareness. If perception shapes reality, then perhaps the most powerful choice you can make is to choose your frame wisely. If you've enjoyed this video, kindly like, share, and subscribe for more.